We're constantly looking at new ways to do things, and how can we make the experience easier and more productive for the buyer and the seller. So we're looking at some of the tools that we have in terms of can I simplify that and make it work faster. The cloud security stuff is something we're exploring very aggressively. The idea that we could create a cloud with security tools in it that you would come through before you come onto eBay. And then I could do things like look and see where you're coming from. It'll do geolocation, for instance. So I could tell that if it's you trying to log in and it says you're coming from some Eastern European country and I know you live here, then I can flag that and say that's, a likely indicator that this is not a legitimate transaction, and I can go look at it more closely and that type of thing. And the more we can put that kind of protection, and that's where we're looking at putting that eBay garage concept. If I can put that up there and look at your computer as you're logging in and say, wow, you've got something bad on your computer, you should go over here as soon as you can and they'll take care of it for you, and help to educate and protect our customers more efficiently. So that's one of the things we're really looking at. And then the more we can do in terms of identifying the trends and the types of activities that are being used by that 10% that aren't the good guys, and be able to detect that type of activity so we can just stop that transaction from happening in the first place. And again, that's something, if they're coming through a cloud, I can see all kinds of aspects to what they're doing. I can take multiple antivirus engines and put them into that cloud and give you all the benefits of each one of those types of antivirus engines, but I don't have to put a client on your computer to protect you and things like that. The more we can do for the customer transparently so they just come, get what they want, and leave happily. It's both. We have some brilliant technologists in the company, and they do some incredible things. And our scale is off the charts in terms of most, your average web server type thing. So a lot of what your traditional company can put in front of their website to protect themselves just won't scale to the volume of transactions we see on eBay. So we do build some of the stuff ourselves, but more and more we're trying to do it in partnership with the vendors, because then I can give the vendor a better solution that they can go sell to their other customers. That's one of the very nice things about eBay. We want the internet to be as secure as it can possibly be. We're not doing this for competitive advantage or anything. And so the more the vendors have better products to sell, the better off everybody will be. But we can also go look at what they're thinking of and the ideas that they've come up with, because they're in the business and are doing huge amounts of research on what's happening and what they should be doing about it. And that way we get the best of both worlds in our solutions. And we do that with a number of different companies today, and that's expanding all the time. It's literally everything from finding better ways to look at how we're, to identifying the problem, but also trying to get a better sense of what type of, how the activity is changing over time. So if one particular activity is malicious or it looks like it's malicious and it's, morphing over time and starting to behave differently, we use them to watch for that and let us know what's happening and what the trends, seem to be. And then we can go back to our design and architecture teams and design or modify our current solution so it'll be more effective. And then the development teams go and implement that type of thing. We have a big development center here in Chennai, both PayPal and eBay, and they do a lot of that type of work for us in terms of looking at what's happening on the site. And as they're trying to build new features and capabilities, they're also identifying, hey, if we write this way, somebody who really wanted to could misuse it, and we try and go back and fix it before it gets misused. In eBay, it's a very sizable organization, and we're literally, driving to become much more of a technology company so that we can take that technology capability and leverage it to get not only more flexible in what we can offer our customers and more flexible in how we can adapt to changing buying patterns, but also more efficient and effective in identifying, inappropriate activity and stopping it before it causes someone a problem. It's really one of the nice things about eBay that we're providing a marketplace where people come to buy and sell. And if either the buyer or the seller isn't confident in the security of the marketplace, they won't come. So it's actually inherent in our whole product and concept. So we're very involved in the early development of things. And right now we have a major initiative going on and looking at what we can do with cloud technology to simplify things and to allow us to protect users, whether they're coming in from this device, from an iPad, from a computer, from a laptop, from whatever they may be coming in from in the future. And it's literally our teams are hand in hand from the beginning of the development process to make sure we build the products and the capabilities securely. So it's already pretty much started. We created the application for this literally as an agile computing initiative. That's all it was supposed to be in 2008. And the intent was just to prove that we could quickly create a new product on a new platform and get it out the door. And within, I think it was 10 months, it had made almost $500 million in what we call GMV. And that got everybody's attention. There are now 17 applications, I think, for this. There are 5 or 6 now for the iPad. We're looking at mobile TV as well, or mobile TV, internet TV. So you're sitting there watching television and you see something happen on TV that reminds you of something you wanted to do, like go buy a new mountain bike or whatever the case might be. Or you see a product being advertised that you'd really like to have, and all you'll have to do is go to the bottom of the screen and click on the icon and you can go buy it. So it's trying to get closer to the consumer and provide the consumer with a much better buying experience and make sure they get what they want and all that sort of thing. So it's very aggressive. I don't think they've officially announced what the results are for this year, but they were anticipating that this was going to be well over $1 billion in revenue for 2010. And I believe that's not only the case, it's well over $1 billion. So it's a huge emerging market. But then you've got the complexity of it's not just the iPhone, it's Android and all the other things that are coming out and variations provided by different manufacturers using those operating systems. And how do I get an appropriate level of security across all those different types of devices? And your average TV wasn't designed to be secure, so nobody ever thought they were going to be doing that kind of thing with it. So it's providing some very interesting challenges. And the eBay guarantee that they have here is a great concept in terms of we'll guarantee that your experience on the site is a good one and that you'll get what you asked for, and it will be what you want, and you'll pay a reasonable price for it, and we'll make sure that you get the product you want, and when you're happy with it, they'll make sure that the seller gets the money. And that's been a huge contributor to making people much more comfortable in doing things on the site. So that's part of what I'm trying to hear, to understand how they did all that and how they mixed that or intermediated that payment process and how they set that whole thing up so that instead of me reinventing the wheel back in the United States, I can just take what they did and put the same basic structure there. So we're looking at eBay, or India, very much as they're doing some leading and very innovative things for us. So it's pretty much a global initiative. They have someone here who's who leads that specific type of function for them or monitors that type of function. But we're sort of building it into everything we do. And as I said earlier, it's core to our business model. So I don't usually have to go convince people that they need to be thinking about security. They understand that they need to. And more what I need to be doing is helping them figure out the best way to think about security, whether they're developing products, they're writing code, they're implementing or making modifications to the payment process systems and things like that. So they all get that security is important and that they need to be active participants in it. And my job is more to assist them in taking advantage of the new technologies and new capabilities and new ways of doing things that are advantageous for our customers.